Hey there everybody, Rye here, and welcome to my first video of 2013. Before we begin, I just want to admit that I was planning on doing this face-to-face, you guys get to see my ugly mug, and it was going to be a great time, but apparently 45 minutes to an hour of recharging a battery only yields 10 or 15 minutes, so think about that one for a second. In short, I wasn't able to charge my battery full enough to be able to do a primer video in person, so I had to improvise, and my way of improvising is doing this, through my usual shindig of my microphone and gameplay footage, etc., etc., so hopefully you guys find this video informative regardless, so enjoy! For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Joel. I'm Ryouseiken here on YouTube, or Rye for short. Some people call me the Muffin Man, but that's typically when you watch my Minecraft footage, because my Minecraft skin is a Muffin Man, really. So that's kind of a funny thing there. I'm 21 years old, turning 22 in July. Currently out of school. And I tend to lean towards the more entertaining things in life, like doing fictional writing, pursuing a culinary career, and doing videos of Let's Play video games, and doing whole playthroughs. I'm pretty much a gamer at heart, to be quite honest with you guys. I mean, if I was to choose a career choice, it would be between two things. It would be cooking, and it would be game design. More specifically, storyboard design, so yeah, I would say I've had a controller in my hands for a long time, which is where a lot of my natural passion for playing video games for you guys comes. So how I got started is a pretty funny story in itself. I started back in May of 2010, but I've been watching Let's Plays and videos for much longer than that. I actually ran into H.C. Bailey, who is a Let's Player here on YouTube who primarily focuses on RPGs, things like Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy Let's Plays are the thing that I think he's most known for. I actually ran across his Final Fantasy VII Let's Play, and I was just so fascinated. I was honestly so fascinated by the fact that there was this, this average guy playing a video game which I've beaten 3 or 4 times. I would have figured that it would have died out by the 4th or 5th episode, like my interest in it would just deflate because I've beaten the game so many times. What could watching somebody else playing the game do for me? It was very entertaining, very informative. I learned some things that I never knew about Final Fantasy VII. So right away I was smitten by the concept, and I started to watch other people like Proton John. And eventually it came to a head in 2010 when I ran into somebody called Darkside Phil, who does a lot of, to this day, playthroughs of newly released games. And he was doing a playthrough of Heavy Rain, which is a game made by Quantic Dream and one of the best games of that year. I mean, I was just so inspired at that point, and so inspired to the point where I actually looked on his vlogging channel. He did a tutorial series for, how he does his videos, back in the day, that is. He's changed the way he does it at this current point in time, but back then, he showed like the equipment that he used, the tripod, the camera, which is the same HD camera that I used for some of my initial playthroughs. So I looked this up, I found it on Amazon, I purchased it, I utilized it, and I debuted with my own Heavy Rain playthrough in May of 2010. Admittedly, it was a little bit of a copycat moment. I was so inspired by Darkside Phil that I wanted to do a playthrough of Heavy Rain myself, but I don't think that's a bad thing, because you look at YouTube, there's probably about a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen playthroughs of Heavy Rain by different people, so doing the whole finger-pointing thing, saying, oh, you copied this person, you copied this person. No, it's a totally free medium where you can do pretty much what you want to do. And I wanted to do Heavy Rain. I wanted to start out with that game because I enjoyed it so much. It really touched me. I finished it in one day, in one sitting. So I was so enthused at that point, and so many of these Let's Players like Darkside Phil, like H.C. Bailey, like Proton John, just inspired me and got me started on my own journey from 2010 onward. At that point, initially, I was just so starstruck by these people that I started to develop habits that they had, like the amount of videos that I would upload or the kind of jokes I would crack. Eventually, to this day, I actually have matured in my commentary and also the way how I do things, but I'll get to that in a later section. But overall, that's how I got started, inspiration from other Let's Players, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody got inspired from me or from GamerBomb, good friend of mine, from East Town. It's a big community, and I don't think it's about competition or competitiveness between each channel. I think it's literally just that, a community where we make videos to entertain you guys, the viewers. That's what it's all about. So I know I kind of diverted from the topic in the last section. You have to forgive me for that. So the kind of gaming videos that I do varies. Like, I consider myself a jack of all trades in terms of videos and Let's Plays. I mean, I am as willing to do a game that is freshly released and on the market just as I would do a game that's been out for a couple of years. I might even do a retro game. I've done Mega Man before. I've done Heavy Rain, obviously. I've done Alan Wake. I've done Final Fantasy 13. Not finished, but you know what I mean. Ultimately, I do what I feel like I want to do at that point in time, and I go with it. Motivation and keeping on track has been an issue for me. That's a completely other thing in itself. But ultimately, you'll see me do a wide variety of games. I'm pretty much not restricted to anything. I mean, even fighting games, which is kind of the bane of my existence because I suck at them so bad. I mean, I'm willing to do that. I've done Marvel vs. Capcom before, so I've done Minecraft. Minecraft is a huge thing for me. I would even be daring enough to say that Minecraft is what has gotten me the most popularity from, because I've done so much collaborative work, so much single-player work. I enjoy the game full-heartedly. I think it's a great casual game to play. I think that's where a lot of my popularity came from. And to this day, I still do Minecraft. Maybe not as much as how I used to, but I'm getting back into it. So that's the kind of gaming videos that I do. I pretty much do a wide variety of stuff. You're not going to see just one style of game, one genre, or you're not going to see me do just retro games or new games. You're just going to see a plethora and other big words that I can't pronounce on my channel. So that's essentially the answer to that. In terms of me doing non-gaming footage, I do that very sparsely. I want to get more into it like I used to. I have a non-gaming footage channel called Original Ryu, which you can actually see in my tabs on the featured page, where all my affiliates are, like GamerBomb, like Michael, and all that. You see a link to Original Ryu. That is my non-gaming channel, but I haven't updated it in a while. I used to do a lot of vlogging footage. I did a cooking series, a very short one at that, but I love to cook, so I figured why not do what I love in front of the camera. And why don't I burp while I'm at it, so it is what it is. In terms of if I'm going to still do non-gaming footage, of course I'm going to do that. I'm going to do vlogs, I'm going to do trip footage. If I ever go out to places, I actually have some things in mind that I want to do. I haven't decided which channel I'm going to do it on. I don't know if I want to do it all on my Ryouseiken channel, or if people would prefer that I keep it separate, gaming footage and non-gaming footage. It's a question that I'm going to have to answer for myself and also ask you guys for some opinions of. But ultimately, yes, I do non-gaming footage. So this was something that I brought up earlier, but I didn't go into full details on my commentary style. Initially, in the beginning, I will openly admit, I was a bit of a copycat. I took what I learned from other people and tried to kind of be them, which was not the right thing to do. I can freely admit my mistake. I was trying too hard to be something that wasn't myself. Darkside Phil, for instance, he uploads a lot of videos each day. He has a unique commentary style that is his own. Nobody else can copy it. And I was trying to, upload all these videos a day. I was trying to crack jokes whenever I could, even though they weren't, any good coming from me. I was trying to do so many things back then that just wasn't me, and it didn't work for me. And ultimately, to this day, I've learned and realized that I need to develop my own commentary style. I need to develop my own niche. I need to do my own thing. I need to be myself. That's the most important thing that I can tell anybody, is to be yourself. So I would consider my commentary style to be kind of a mix of being informative and just trying to heighten the experience of the game for people who are watching it. I'm not a big jokes person where I'm cracking jokes 24/7 or interfering with the gameplay by talking too much. What I tend to do is I play a game like, say, Alpha Protocol. Ugh, that just gives me goosebumps just saying it. I try to take a game like that, or a game like Final Fantasy 13. I try to talk about the game itself, the gameplay, the story. I try to give my opinions on it. I'm not going to be like the super informative guy who knows every single secret, nor am I going to be the most entertaining guy who can just come up with jokes off the cuff. But I tend to give a lot of heart and passion. I think that's what kind of like my niche and part of my commentary style, is that I am very determined and very honest and genuine with what I say, and I do try my best, and I think that is portrayed in the way that I talk and the way that I do my videos. So I guess when you sum it all up, when you want to ask me, in one sentence, what is your commentary style, I would say that my commentary style is a genuine approach to showcasing the game while also giving people an enjoyable and entertaining experience. If that makes sense. Honestly, the best advice that I can give is the same advice that I gave in the last portion, which is to be yourself. If you want to get into Let's Playing, which is a community thing, I think this is kind of a misinterpretation, People, of course, have their favorites and all that, but ultimately I feel like this is more like a family community where us Let's Players do videos to entertain you guys. And ultimately, we can only rely on our own ability to entertain and our own personalities to shine and come through. So, my best advice is to not be intimidated by the whole range and by the whole prospect of doing videos and commentary. Just be yourself, have fun. It will come out. It will come out in the videos that you do. The enjoyment that you have in playing the game. That's just the most important thing that I've learned myself, which I hope conveys to all of you guys, is that you can't be something that you're not. Don't try to be another person. Don't try to do stuff to a point where it's super exaggerated. Just sit back, relax, and just play the game and entertain with your winning personality. That's all I can really say. Honestly, besides that, all I have to say is that I know I'm not a perfect person, and I know that my commentary has a lot to be improved upon, as well as the quality of my videos and my gameplay footage. But ultimately, I'm going to do the best that I can. That's the thing about me. I always want to give 110%, and I procrastinate. I deviate from the original plan, but I've been working on it. I'm going to continue to work on it. I'm going to try to be a very consistent and productive person, and I'm going to continue being myself. And hopefully you guys will stick around and watch my videos and feel that same level of enthusiasm and genuine qualities that I bring to the table. There is so much stuff to be happening in 2013, the remainder of this year. A lot of new games coming out, a lot of old games I want to dip into, and I want you guys there for the ride. So, sorry if I've yammered or gone off topic more than a couple times during the course of this video. Hopefully it was informative enough to give you some insight on me, besides the fact that I can speak proper English. Oh yeah, that's another extra tidbit I want to say. I am not that good at English. Or at least grammar. I always mispronounce things. I tend to string together very poor sentences. That's just a part of who I am, and I've come to accept that. You know, I try to improve, but you can only go so far. I'm not a miracle worker. But ultimately, happy gaming, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoy the videos to come. There's 12 months left in the year. This is a brand new beginning, and I can't wait to experience it with you guys. So long.